Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of Compulsory English BA Part First. We were discussing this unit, module number 5, Part A, that is making inquiry. This module is divided into two parts. A part deals with making inquiry and part B deals with giving instructions. So in the last 2-3 sessions, I think we have already started discussing this B part, that is giving instructions. And while understanding giving instructions or after reading a small conversation between a stranger and a citizen, we came across two things are important here in giving instructions. One is the imperative sentence and second is a prepositional phrases. So in the last session I have screened you two videos. One is related to the imperative sentence, how to prepare imperative sentence or what exactly the meaning of imperative sentences, and we also deal with for what purpose this imperative sentence is used. We also deal with the one video I also shared with you is about a prepositional phrases, and we understand the meaning, definition and the use of a preposition and prepositional phrases. We also see several examples of a prepositional phrases and also imperative sentences. So I don't think that we should give more weightage to these 2 points, because these 2 points we have already learned in our schooling, because these are the very basic things of English grammar and we have learned it in our schooling. So after these two videos regarding imperative tone or imperative sentences and about a prepositional phrases, now let us continue with the same. We will repeat certain things again and then go for the another conversation that is prescribed to you. So we learn about the stranger and citizen conversation. So in the above conversation you can find that a citizen is guiding a stranger by using an imperative tone. I discussed with you about imperative sentence or imperative tone. Verbs such as look, take this, go straight, turn to right are used in the imperative form for guiding a person, because we were giving instructions to the person. So the citizen also instructed or guided him by saying, take an auto rickshaw or city bus, which is also in imperative tone. So here imperative tone is used where the action is uh, important. So take right, turn to right, or to go straight. You can see these are the imperative verbs, sorry, imperative phrases or verb phrases, you can see, which is also in imperative tone. So when you are guiding or instructing someone, you must use imperative sentence beginning with a verb. You can use the following expressions for giving instructions. See, we have already learned these extra impressions. Let us repeat this. See, go left, turn left, it's on the left, take the second turn on the left, go ahead, go straight ahead, walk until you reach, over there, between the. You can see in all these sentences, all these expressions, you can see there is no rocket science. It is a very simple one, it is a very easy one. But when we were using all these things in a real situation, we generally forget these expressions or imperative verbs or imperative phrases, and we face the difficulty in giving instructions. So we should reinforce these expressions, though they are simple. We should be very keen about them, understand them and actually use them. So you should imagine many situations as your own and try to instruct a stranger. So for example, imagine that one stranger has you asked you regarding a post office. So you should instruct him from your home or from the college. You should instruct him how to reach to the post office. So in that situation you require these expressions. So and with such a kind of uh, ex- uh, uh, practice, you can see all these expressions automatically you will internalize. After that, see, besides use of imperative sentences or sentence structure, use of a prepositional phrases also proves useful for locating the exact place or particular location. Of course, yes, because preposition, it gives a information about the position, and therefore it is called as a preposition. So prepositional phrases are also very important while giving the instructions. With the help with along with the imperative sentences, we are using a prepositional phrases very frequently in giving instructions. So see, behind the stature or post, in front of, at the back, towards your left, between two lanes, across the wood bridge, at the square lane, near Mukta multiplex, beyond Sundar garden, by the river. You can see behind, in front of, towards, between, across, at, near, beyond. All these are the prepositional, and all these are the prepositional phrases because they were giving information about the uh, position by the river. You can see in front of the bank. So all these are the prepositional phrases that we generally require to give the instruction regarding the places. So let us continue. Imagine that one of on the oh, sorry imagine that on the occasion of annual social gathering program of your college, you and your friends are going to perform a scene from Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. This play is directed by an expert director. Let us see how he gives instructions and directs your group. How his instructions help you to excel in your performance, and how you learn even minor things. Understand that here we are supposed to concentrate on how director gives instruction to the group of characters or group of students who were playing the Merchant of Venice. Here we are not concerned more about regarding the Merchant of Venice or thematic concerns, but here we are more concerned about the language used in it. So be careful about the language. See, think about the expressions used in it. So let us continue. We will read this conversation and then we will discuss about the expressions. Director. Well, boys, I hope that you all are ready for the enacting of the Merchant of Venice. Keep in mind that you are performing different roles. Ayush, keep in mind you are playing the role of Antonio, and Preeti, you are playing the role of a Portia. Anju, you are playing the role of a Shylock. Be ready for entry. Don't forget your dialogues. Don't make hurry in uttering your dialogues. Anju, show your facial expressions like a villain. Preeti, you are playing the role of a Portia and you enter the stage from right side. Ayush. Sorry, sir. When I enter on the stage, I get a little bit confused and forget my dialogues. So please tell me, sir, how can I memorize the dialogues? Ayush, director. Ayush, Anju, and Preeti. Keep in mind that when you enter the stage, memorize the dialogues in a proper manner. Be confident and don't discourage yourself. Anju, remember to take with you this dagger. Make sure you have to turn not at a time but make entry as per demand of the plot. So this is what you can see, a small conversation between group of students and the director. Director is a performing a director is a directing these students to enact a Shakespearean play, Merchant of Venice. So in Merchant of Venice, you can see there are three major characters: Antonio, Shylock, and Portia. So these three, Anju, Ayush and Preeti, they were playing the role in the characters. And this director is giving them the instructions how to perform on the stage. So here you can see he gives them certain instructions, and if you see the sentences, you can understand that it is very clear without any ambiguity. They were using imperative tone. They were director is giving them the orders: do this, do not do this. So he is speaking about do's and don'ts. Both these things he is covering. So this is very important to think, or this is very important to understand, that when we were giving instructions we should give do's and don'ts. So here you can see director starts with, well boys, I hope that you all are ready for enacting the Merchant of Venice. So here you can see instruction started, keep in mind. So this is a very important expression that we came across very frequently when we were using or when we were giving the instructions. So keep in mind that you are performing different roles. So this particular keep in mind, we will memorize this. Keep in mind that you are performing different roles. Ayush, keep in mind you are playing the role of Antonio. So this is keep in mind. Again, the same expression is repeated here. Portia, you are playing the role of a Portia. Sorry, Preeti, you are playing the role of a Portia, and Anju, you are playing the role of a Shylock. So this is also he is giving the instructions regarding their roles. He is trying to memorize them, that they were playing different roles. So then see, be ready for the entry. Very important. Be ready for the entry. Don't forget your dialogues. Don't forget. Here, do's and don'ts. Don't make hurry in uttering your dialogues. Or Anju, show your facial expression like a villain. Priti, you are playing the role of Portia and you enter the stage from the right side. So you can see that these expressions that I have colored here, keep in mind, be ready for the entry, don't forget, don't make, show, or enter. So you can see you enter the stage from the right side. All these expressions gives a proper instructions to the students. So you can see on these instructions are very pointed one. He is not speaking about different things and giving the instructions. For example, don't forget your dialogues, and director starts speaking that how Preeti forget dialogues once when they were performing Hamlet, Shakespeare's another play. So don't do that. Focus on the instructions, give only the instructions instead of giving the instances. So you are supposed to give only the instructions. You are not supposed to give different instances, examples, that how Preeti forget once the expressions and all these that. So you can see you are supposed to understand here that these things, that expressions, we are supposed to memorize them, internalize them and use them, and for that purpose we have to practice it more and more time. So again, see another instruction. Ayush, Anju, Preeti, keep in mind that when you enter the stage, memorize the dialogues in a proper manner. So he is giving instructions about how to memorize dialogues in a proper manner. Here he also gives suggestions that be confident and don't discourage yourself. Anju, remember to take with you this dagger. Make sure you have your turn not at a time, but make entry as per the demand of the plot. You can see directors is using the expressions like keep in mind, memorize in a proper manner, or be confident, don't discourage yourself, remember to take. or make sure. So you all these expressions we also require to use again and again. So these are the expressions that are very important or significant when we were uh, when we were dealing with giving instructions. So this is a small conversation but very useful to understand how to give instructions. So we should keep in our mind that we should give instructions even about a minor things. So you will understand after reading this. So, see, from the above situation, you will learn that while the director is giving his instructions to the actor, he uses imperative expression in his talk. So, I have already screened you a video about imperative expressions. So, he is giving instructions, and in instructions, we were supposed to ask them to do something. So in that situation, if when we were asking someone to do something, we were using the imperative expressions. In both these the conversation between a stranger and citizen, and conversation between the group of students and director, you can see uh, this imperative expression is used. This imperative expressions is used. So we are also supposed to understand, we are also supposed to use these imperative expressions while giving instructions. The expressions like keep in mind, don't forget, be ready for, show, be confident, make sure are imperative sentences. Of course, yes, you can understand that all these sentences are imperative sentences in which instructor is asking to do something to the person to whom he is instructing. So this is what you can see is a small conversation between the group of people and the director. See, the above dialogue are in imperative form, and as the director is the senior person, he is addressing by the names of the characters. So this is what you can see is a giving instructions. So we learn that in giving instructions we are supposed to use imperative tone and prepositional phrases when we are supposed to uh, give instructions regarding the place or the address. And when in general situation where the director is giving instructions, you can say the expressions like keep in mind, be ready for entry, don't make hurry, show your facial expression, you enter the stage from right side. All these such kind of expressions are used here. So you can do this exercise. Imagine that you are studying in MA Part 2 English in Shivaji University Kolhapur or at Asia's College Pulus, and your stranger brother is coming to sorry younger brother is coming to Shivaji University to take the passing certificate. Advise him how to reach Shivaji University. So this is what you can see. The instructions are given here. Get down at the central bus stand Kolhapur. Turn to the left side. Walk a few distance to a railway gate. Take the KMT bus or auto rickshaw to university at railway gate. Get down at main building in Shivaji University. Then we will both go to the examination building. Bring with you the Xerox copy of your mark sheet. So these are the instructions given by you to your younger brother. Then a stranger, you can do this at your home. A stranger, uh, old man looking for the State Bank of India. Give him directions of how to go to the State Bank of India, names of street, the distance of the location, and so on. So you can also use this if State Bank of India is not in Palus. You can use any bank, Canara Bank or SBI Bank or any other bank you can use. You can imagine. So in this exercise, you are supposed to use imperative tone and at the same time the prepositional phrases that we have learned through the two different videos. And if you feel that you are still weak regarding the imperative sentence and these prepositional phrases, go online. Even on YouTube you can see there are several videos on prepositional phrases and these imperative sentences. Even in Hindi, these things were available to you. So go online and browse for these things. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. In the next session we will continue with the third content of this module, that is giving extra help. So many times uh, we give extra help to the person whom we were instructing. So we will stop here and continue to discuss this unit in the next session. Thank you for listening.